Ghana's cocoa regulator, Cocobod, says the country's cocoa farm rehabilitation program could lift cocoa yields to about 1 million tons in 3 years. Edward George, an independent commodities expert, joins me now to discuss the outlook for soft commodities going forward. Thank you so much for your time on the show, Edward. Before we get into the Ghana story, let's first get that outlook and what's your take for you? What sticks out like a sore thumb when you look at the commodities market in the Q4?
We're seeing a real difference of fortunes for different commodities. I'm expecting to see commodities, beverages like cocoa, coffee, Robusta and Arabica to really strengthen in this final quarter. They've been relatively weak because a lot of people haven't been going to work, haven't been using transport networks, airports, and that's led to a drop in demand. But the new normal's taken place, maybe half of people at work, and a lot of people have adapted to the way they consume coffee and chocolate at home. So that should support prices going forward. I'm slightly worried about cotton. I think there has been a real drop generally in textile manufacturing, but also demand for clothes. Who wants to buy a dress if they can't go out and show it off? So that is something which is feeding through into high stocks of cotton. That's going to hurt the cotton price in West Africa. But I think for food, we might expect to see as well prices strong. Rice has already been rising, wheat, maize, a lot of imports, particularly in West Africa. And I think with the demand likely to rise towards the end of the year as well, they're likely to strengthen as well. So relatively bullish on the price outlook for prices for softs.
All right, now let's get to that story in Ghana now. Look at the cocoa farm rehabilitation program. We see that the country's planted about 11 million seedlings so far, and they're looking to reap the benefits in about 3 years. What's your take on this and prospects for Ghana's outlook for cocoa?
Well, I think it's very overdue. I mean, it's essential. Something like between 40 and 50% of Ghana's cocoa tree stock is very old, and in fact, it's considered diseased or low producing. The chances of increasing yields are very low. So they need to have a mammoth program for replanting. 11 million trees is a good start, but you need probably hundreds of millions of trees over a long period to really get that sustainability of Ghana production. It was impressive, the output. The season just finished was 850,000 tons for Ghana. They are definitely gunning for 1 million tons. They have been for the last decade. It's really going to come down to the efficiency of the system and increasing yields. That's the real key. How much cocoa do you get per hectare, not how much land can you use to get cocoa.
All right, but when you look at the recent moves from Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire talking about increasing the farm grade prices for cocoa, though, what implications do you think this is going to have in the markets going forward, and what should countries like Nigeria be doing?
Well, I think it's very positive what they've done in terms of increasing the prices. We've seen Cocobod has increased prices to 625 cedis per 64 kilogram bag. We've seen Cote d'Ivoire also increase prices to 1,000 CFA francs a kilogram. So for both of them, that's a 21% increase. And if you bear in mind the current exchange rates, that works out about $1.80 per kilogram in Cote d'Ivoire and $1.70 in Ghana. So they're very close, the prices. There's clear coordination going on there. I think the important thing that Nigeria can learn as a lesson is the need for regional, but particularly a national cocoa board. You have the CCC in Cote d'Ivoire, you have Cocobod in Ghana. And the thing is, Nigeria for a number of years hasn't had an overall coordinator of the cocoa sector. And this is where the problems come in and why production has been falling.
Right, but when you look at value add, though, in Africa, looking at the 3 major players there, we're looking at Ghana, we're looking at Cote d'Ivoire, we're looking at Nigeria. If we're going to get the most out of this industry, how much value add do you think we need to get on this, and especially to take advantage of the AFCFTA when it comes on board?
Well, absolutely. I think the most important thing about value add in any soft commodity is it has to add value. There are way too many processing projects out there where actually they're losing millions of dollars every year because they can't compete internationally. The key to getting value out of cocoa is local demand. It's making more and more local products for consumption. It doesn't have to be traditional milk chocolate that Europeans like. It can be anything from soups to cakes to biscuits, cosmetics, health treatments. And the thing is, the CFTA opens up the possibility that you could have Nigerian cocoa products, maybe health products, being sold all over the African continent, particularly to neighboring countries as well, rather than just aimed at exporting raw beans for processing in Europe or the Americas.